YouTube. I know it's crazy. This isn't Twitch. Anyway, if you're here, you're already caught in the blast. Grab a snack, get comfortable, but remember to watch out for those markers under your feet. And get ready to listen to us ramble on about anything and everything video games. I'm not reading a script. Welcome to the AoE podcast or AoE Cast. I'm Mystia. I'm the mage. And I already forgot what else I was gonna say. Good start. Go Star.
Hello, I'm Starelia Yumera. I'm your healer for today and probably every day on this party. Hello. Katie, would you like to take next?
Katie. Oh yeah, and I'm Katie.
And we're the hosts of the AoE podcast.
Yeah.
So I think we should start off. This is our brand new podcast. You're here for episode 0. We're going to give you the rundown of who we are, what the podcast is about, and any other information we deem important. We're also... Oops, I cannot see the alerts. I thought it would be better if I didn't have those on. Anyways, we thought we'd do this podcast live, but I'll explain a little bit more about that. First, we're going to talk about ourselves. We're going to make sure you get to know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll start. I'm Mystia _Celeste, or just Mystia. I'm a cat who's also a witch. I like to stream on Twitch typically, and I'm a variety streamer. Though I kind of lean towards horror content, so most of the time I'm either playing video games, or, well, horror games, or some other random genre. Yeah, I've also been sort of dabbling into video creation. I recently made a game show video, VTuber or anime, available.
It's very
also.
fun.
That's cool.
Thank you. My favorite types of games to play, I like roguelikes a lot. Pretty much anything Nintendo, so I love Pokemon and Legend of Zelda, Fire Emblem, probably my favorite game series. Oh yeah, I also occasionally do karaoke, and I like to draw. I'd like to say I do drawing on stream, but I haven't done it in a blue moon.
We actually had one of those recently, I think, like a month or 2 ago, so you're due.
Uh-oh. I guess I'm due for a drawing stream. I guess I'll keep going.
Yeah.
I've been playing games probably like my whole life. Let's see. I think the first console I ever played on was a Sega Genesis. That might give away my age a little bit. I can't remember what my first game I actually played was, but I have vague memories of playing like I think it was Aladdin on the Sega Genesis with my mom when I was like a baby, when I was a little kitten.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's so cute.
So yeah, I'd say I got a little bit of game experience under my belt.
You'd call yourself a gamer?
Maybe a little bit. You can smell me from there, can't you?
Yeah, I need to move to the other square actually.
No, you're stuck there. And let's see. A fun fact about Mystia. I only have one brain cell. It's visible there, coming out of my ear.
Oh, it's trying to escape.
Yeah, it's always doing its best, just like me.
Aw. Oh, you're doing great.
Thank you. That's Mystia in a nutshell. Star, how about who are you?
Where's the nutshell? I don't see it.
I threw it away.
Oh. Hi, I'm Starelia Yumera. I am also a variety streamer. Specifically, I have started a focus on retro games, specifically playing them on official hardware, on original hardware. So lately it's been, I have access to my Dreamcast and my Nintendo GameCube. I also recently obtained all of my PS1 games. Unfortunately, I don't have a working PS1 console to play them on, but I do plan to play them on my PS3. That'll start this week. But I also do all sorts of other games. I've done horror before. I used to do JRPGs. I used to do RPGs in general. I recently played the first Fallout. So I play all sorts of different games. Which also leads into my favorite types of games. I'd actually say my favorite type of game is JRPG, or I guess kind of like not old style beat 'em up, but more modern hack and slash style beat 'em ups, with combos and stuff like that. It's like the Yakuza series, which leads into both. The Tales series, the Atelier series is one of my favorite, most comfy games. But I'm also a game collector, so I own anything and everything from any genre. I love horror games, but I'm a scared baby, so it's hard to play them.
I can vouch for that one.
I did pause every corner of Resident Evil 7. It was very scary. Mystia watched the entire time. That was rough. I have also been playing games my entire life. The first game and console was Pokemon Yellow on the Game Boy. That original Game Boy is actually one of the only game consoles I've owned that I no longer have. I don't remember what happened to it. But I actually was playing Pokemon Yellow at the age of 3, and it is how Star Papa taught me how to read through Pokemon Yellow.
Aww, that's really cute.
So I remember we used to play it together, like on the couch, and he would teach me words from it. And Pikachu was a word that I knew from a very young age.
Aww.
But other than the Game Boy, my first console, I think, was the Nintendo 64. That was the first one we owned, but my family also had a PS1, so I played that as well. Then later, GameCube and PS2 and everything else. Yeah, Yellow was my first game that I remember. I also know that I played Sonic 2 at a very young age. My family had a Sega Genesis, but I think it was gone by the time I started playing games. We didn't have it anymore. I have since got my own. And as a fun fact, I own over 1,400 physical games right now.
Yeah,
I think that's the latest milestone.
Yeah, oh, that's okay. That's a lot. She sometimes posts her Switch collection on her Twitter.
I do. I need to show it off more. I have a lot of games. I don't collect. Yeah.
Star's her own GameStop.
And she gets robbed way less often too, so.
Yeah.
So true.
I hope so. I wouldn't know. If things were taken, I wouldn't know. So
I hear she also treats her employees a bit better.
Yeah, usually. Well, if I'm my own, never mind.
I mean, that's intriguing.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Katie, who are you?
Hello, I'm Katie, also known as Old Lady Katie. I don't stream these days, I just make videos. I like to make long, thinky YouTube videos, specifically about indie games, kind of diving deep into them and trying to understand what are the themes. I think the best explanation of the type of videos I make is, what if you went to an English class, but the topic was a video game and not like where the red fern grows? So that's the type of video I like to make. And I'll also make like shorter videos also on indie games, because indie games are my favorite type of game to play. I like all kinds of indie games. I especially like really weird indie games. The weirder the better. So I also like any game that'll make me cry. If a game makes me cry, I'm really interested in playing it.
Oh, me too.
Right? Yeah, I've been playing games for also as long as I can remember. My first console was actually a PS3 though, because I was not allowed consoles growing up. I grew up a PC gamer because my parents thought that consoles were tacky or something. I don't know. I can't defend them on that position.
They might be onto something there, honestly.
They were already pro PC back then, huh?
Yeah. So the second I was able to afford it, I got my own console, and a PS3 was the first one I picked. And yes, but the first game that I can remember playing is probably The Logical Journey of the Zoombinis, which was an edutainment game. Did you guys ever play that game? Are you familiar with it at all?
Zumbini sounds familiar, but I haven't played it myself.
Oh man, The Logical Journey of the Zoombinis just lives in my heart forever. I think anybody who's played that game can really recognize the announcer guy. He has this very specific cadence with which he speaks. It's amazing. And they're just like, it's kind of like a puzzle game basically.
Right.
But it touts itself as like, oh, we're teaching your kids logic, but I mean, it's just a puzzle game.
Yeah, you know, I didn't really play like any edutainment games growing up, so that might explain the one brain cell.
Damn.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, no.
Sorry for interrupting. Carry on.
No. A fun fact about myself: my best friend is a talking cat burger. That's a burger that is a cat, and you'll see him on videos. He's a real guy, and his catchphrase is "I'm a normal guy."
You know, I almost in the description I almost put your name as Katie and Catburger parentheses minus Catburger.
Yeah, unfortunately, Catburger's busy with one of his many completely legal businesses.
We'll have to see
today,
if we can wrangle him on as a guest sometime.
Oh, he's a tricky one to wrangle. It's like herding cats with him.
Oh.
I know how difficult that can be.
Oh, yeah, I bet you do. Do you ever have to herd yourself?
Well, yeah, sometimes I have to get myself to stop ADHD focusing on something completely unproductive and get back to work.
Don't we all?
All right. Well, that's us. Some of you might already know us, but hopefully you learned something today. Anyway. So, you're probably wondering, what is this? What is this, Mystia? This is the AoE Cast. It stands for Area of Effect Podcast. It's kind of like a play on words, you know, AoE Cast. Because there's multiple of us, so multiple targets.
Oh,
and cast can be like casting a spell or like podcasting. Casting a stream.
Good branding.
Clever.
So that's where the name comes from. It like popped in my head one day, and then I kept thinking about it harder and harder, and I'm like, I need to make this happen.
And here we are.
It's kind of how my brain works. I just spontaneously get an idea, and then I go really hard on it.
Here we are.
And I managed
And now here we are.
Yeah, I managed to convince Star and Katie to join me here. Yeah, so another question you may be having is, hey, Mystia and Star, don't you already have a podcast? And wasn't Katie a guest on there one time? Well, you'd be right. There is also
Remember.
Yeah. OGs will know. We have another podcast called The Witch's Tea Party. That one is recorded, and it's been having some scheduling difficulties for a while now. But it's not ended. This podcast isn't taking its place. It's just in supplement to it. It's just another thing we're doing.
Yep. Yep. I mean, also, I would like to say personally, podcast co-hosts and party members, completely different. Doesn't work the same way, actually.
Entirely.
Recruiting is an entirely different process. Mystia had to get very specific items to recruit both of us. It took a while. It was a journey.
Well, I think I just went far enough down the storyline to like Star. You auto joined my party, but we had to like do a whole side quest chain to get Katie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it was all in space too.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
But would have been really good content if we'd recorded it, but sorry, it's just can't. Didn't record it.
Can't show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the Witches Tea Party still a thing. Will still be happening when possible. This podcast, however, is specifically about gaming. We'll talk about anything and everything we can think of that we find interesting, gaming related on this podcast. And while the Witches Tea Party is a recorded podcast, this one is done live here on my YouTube channel. And I'll be sure
As
to
you can tell.
yes, since we're live and you're here. All right.
So it'll be good to have that live crackling energy.
It's true. That's why I'm a little more awkward too, because I'm so used to doing it recorded, but here we are. It's not much different than a stream though, like a regular stream. I also wanted to explain our logo. You may have seen it on our starting screen. The symbol is also visible up in the top right of the overlay up there. It's the highlighted one there. What it's supposed to be is a combination of different AoE circles. And they're combined together to make their own unique symbol.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Potter came up with that one. Our friend Potterzilla, I have the idea for this overlay setup where we'd be party members on a party screen.
It's so good.
And
I love it.
Potter did the designing of it, and he did the logo for us. So shout out to Potterzilla.
Yay, really good job.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Some other things about this specific podcast is, while Star and I will likely be present for every episode, Katie is a little harder to get a hold of. Sometimes she's got some adventures she needs to go off on her own, so she'll join us when she can. Another thing is that we'll likely have frequent guests on this podcast. That's why we have a 4th party slot over there, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And we plan to invite people on depending on what our main topic is, or if we just feel like talking about. We'll try to find guests based on either their like gaming specialty or what type of games they like the most. So, for example, our friend Ruchi, she loves fighting games. So maybe if we ever feel like talking about fighting games, or even Mr. Gamer in the chat today, he likes fighting games a lot. He knows a ton about those. So maybe one day we'll need a fighting game history lesson or something.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, so that's just an example. We'll probably invite people on depending on if it's relevant, etc. Temporary party slots. Well, you change out your party all the time, right? Yeah. I'm the main character, though, so you can't take me out of the party.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then another thing to mention, please keep in mind that this podcast is to lessen the interruptions and to keep the flow of the podcast going. There will probably be very little audience interaction except for a few designated segments specifically to interact with the audience. So please don't feel bad if we don't respond to what you're saying.
But thank you everybody for coming. It's been really exciting to see people popping off in the chat. So I want to take this moment to interact and say like, hey, good to see you all. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Especially since it's our episode 0. Expect some scuff today. Another thing is that there is no specific schedule set yet for this podcast. We may change that in the future, but right now it's just going to be when we feel like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what you can expect is we will outline a format of the podcast. So basically, we'll have the introduction where we all do our quick little intros. Mine won't be so bad next time.
Practice makes perfect, right, team?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do our little intros. We'll introduce our guest if we have one. We'll probably do a little more in-depth introduction of our guest, kind of like how we did today for ourselves, but maybe a little bit shorter. Then next up, we'll have our segment. I think I want to call this one "Continue" with a question mark, where each of us will discuss which game we've been playing recently, or what the most. We'll discuss either the game we're currently playing or the most recently played game. There we go.
There we go.
And then
fun.
we'll move on to our main quest. I should have made an infographic for this, actually.
That's
yeah,
okay.
the main quest will be whatever our main topic is for that episode. Some examples are like maybe something big happened in a Nintendo Direct or something, and we want to go off on that, or like maybe like a concept instead, like women in gaming, that type of stuff.
Oh boy, I've got a thing or two to say.
Yeah. That I feel like would take up the biggest chunk of each episode is our main quest. After that, we'll move on to the quest board. That's what I call. Let's move over there. Actually, I'll show you. Here's where we have the. I have to turn Katie back. There we go.
Oh, sorry guys, I'm a little bit late. I got distracted looking at an interesting rock.
She was very omnipresent earlier. She had to be stopped.
She's too powerful.
Yes. This will be our screen where we can watch trailers or show any interesting articles or images or whatever we want to go over.
It seems we have one interesting image right now.
Who is that, Katie?
Oh, it's my ex-boyfriend, the farmer from Balan Wonderworld.
Did you know I used
didn't
him as
know
a
he-
redeem on Twitch?
He is. Oh no.
Yeah, I use it as I think I called it "He's Here" and with no context, and then it just plays some like epic music with just that image of him.
Oh man, that's amazing. I also have a story about him. I put him in one of my videos, one of my really short videos about Cryptmaster. And the developer was like, "Oh, I really liked your video, and I really liked when you photoshopped my face on top of the farmer from Balan Wonderworld. Can you send me a picture of that so I can use it as my Twitter profile picture?"
Wait, that's incredible. What?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that's
sure his
amazing.
profile picture.
Oh my
You will-
god.
That's awesome.
Yep, it's still his profile picture.
That's amazing. We love the farmer from Balan Wonderworld. What a guy. Anyway, yeah, we'll show media here. I'm thinking we might take audience suggestions for topics and things to show at some point, but I haven't quite figured all that out yet, so stay tuned for that. But oh, I thought of something while we were talking earlier. I think we could do all right, I lost half of the idea, but I did remember the name of the segment. It could be side quests.
Love it. Okay. Makes sense.
Maybe that's when. Oh, I remember. I was thinking we could make a channel for people to ask questions on, and then we'll call it side quests, and we'll respond to people's questions, kind of like a Q&A.
Oh, that's a cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and then some weeks we might not have any or whatever, or maybe not enough, so maybe we won't do one. Oh,
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and Mystia, tell me to shut up if you disagree with this, because this is your podcast and I don't want to hijack it. But if anybody watching has an idea for a segment or a way, like a segment with audience interaction or anything, like you can tell us how you want to interact with us. And I think that could be really fun. What do you think, Mystia?
I do like that, yeah, because I would like to interact with the chat, with you guys watching us, of course, or find other creative ways for you to be a part of the show. So yeah, I like that. We do have a Discord that we will. Actually, I don't remember if I planned for that to be a public Discord. Scratch that. Take that off the record.
Discord TBD.
We may make a Discord for the podcast where we will take suggestions and the like that.
We could always also do like, if we don't end up doing that, we could do like a Google form or something that people could fill out.
Yeah, we could do something.
Yeah. Until then, you can just add us on Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever you like. Yeah, our contact information is in the description down there.
Yeah. Go make sure you're following all of us on every platform. All right. I think I thought of another idea just a second ago and I already lost it, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. I'll go back to the lock screen for now. We have to take away omnipresent Katie. She's just there, you know. Look, I have to do it on your screen. I don't know what happened. She's omnipresent.
Yeah,
it looked
you
for a
can't get
second
rid
like
of.
you blew up the clone of Katie.
Yeah,
I'm like a virus.
like a Bonzi buddy.
Exactly like a Bonzi buddy.
Katie's our Bonzi buddy. Oh, nope. I briefly remembered and then lost again my idea.
Damn it.
It's the one brain cell. It's like overclocked right now.
Too many
It's a lot
things to
going
focus on.
Hello, everybody.
I remembered!
All right. Quick, what is it? What is it?
I was thinking we could, maybe we could end off the streams each, I want to say week, but not week. You know what I mean? Each episode with, like a game of the week where we suggest people to play it or something. Maybe we see like a upcoming game or something like that.
I love this. Yes.
Yeah, we'll work that out. You could react to the last episode's chat. I don't know about that. But yeah, that's it for the outline for today. A bit of an early episode. Episode 0, we're working stuff out, testing things.
Yeah.
That's what
You're
you
kind
can
of here
expect.
for like, it's like an exclusive sneak peek. I'll also learn how to talk better for the next episode, I swear.
Me too. I've been tripping all over my thoughts and my words.
Yeah, it's like you're all here for the early opening of the podcast, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. We appreciate it very much. Episode 0, you know, lots of scuff. My brain is like a content making machine, so I'll keep thinking of things to add or ways to refine our idea for the podcast here. Hopefully next episode will be a lot more fluid and less
It will
stuff.
be. It will be. It definitely will be.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys want to say anything before we end off today?
How about, does anybody have anything that they want to promote? Because I mean, I have something I want to promote.
I do actually.
What do you got?
My 4-year anniversary as a VTuber.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure it was September 26th, but then Twitch told me on September 24th that my 4-year anniversary was in 2 weeks. So now I'm confused. But I'm celebrating it. I'm celebrating it next week on Saturday, October 5th. I'm working out a schedule for the day, but it'll be a 12-hour stream, and that's what I have to promote.
Oh my god, that's so exciting!
That's
I mean, we started at a similar time, and so we've known each other for so long. Like, I remember when you first debuted Mystia 1.0. It's such a journey.
You know, that's what we forgot to talk about, is how we even met.
It's true.
So yeah, we all started. I guess we'll briefly talk about that. We can continue promoting. I can talk. We all started VTubing around the same time back in 2020, end of 2020ish.
Yep.
I can't actually remember how I met Katie exactly, but I think it was like this. Someone had posted, hey, I'm looking for people to join Among Us collabs. Join my Discord. So I joined their Discord. And I think I met Katie through that person.
Yeah, I think it was definitely on Twitter. I'm pretty sure. And I think we just like it was, I mean, who remembers what the first interaction was, but we just interacted more and more. And I remember you were like, "No, I really like Katie." And I was like, "Well, I really like Mystia." And like, I don't know, I feel like you decided we would be
Aw.
friends. And we're friends now.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Oh,
I can remember we played this like
Jackbox.
Legend of
Or-
Zelda
Oh.
Yeah, we
multiplayer
played
thing.
Ocarina of Time multiplayer randomizer, and it was so janky, and you guys were so
You know what?
patient.
I watched that.
Yeah.
I remember watching that.
It was crazy. I would love to do it like something like that again. Maybe it's like
Oh,
a
man, that would
special event or something.
That would be really fun. That seems like a perfect thing for a party to do together.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can do an
Yeah.
episode of the podcast where we just play that instead.
Oh,
sounds
that'd be fun.
Just as like a celebration special event type thing. Star, I met you on Twitter briefly, but then like the first time we started interacting was we were invited mutually to a collab with a mutual
Lulu
friend.
Bell's Jackbox stream.
Yeah.
And
I
I think it was October because you had your Halloween,
My PNG.
yeah, your Halloween PNG.
I remember. The ghost, yeah, Ghostia.
Ghostia. Yep. It was so cute.
I don't think we actually started talking until this one guy invited us both to this big Among Us group, right? With Yuki
Think
was there too.
so.
And
Yeah.
Momo? Momo was there, I think. Maybe it was just Yuki. I don't know. That was crazy though. I think
I
that's
don't-
when we became like actual like friends.
Yeah. Started talking regularly after that.
Which is also sort of how I became friends with Yuki. So that kind of happened at the same time.
I think what
can't-
spiraled off of that group is how I met Katie, like other than Twitter interactions.
Yeah, I remember
Um,
we had like an unofficial anti-YouTube or VTuber group called
Yeah.
called the Piss Babies.
Oh,
The
right.
babies.
Yeah, the piss
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah.
It's one of the
Yep.
most supportive girl groups I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, only the OGs remember the piss babies.
Yep. But I'm pretty sure that's how I met Katie and started talking to her more often outside of like Twitter interactions.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're all kind of just interconnected, right?
Yeah.
And then actually the three of us did I guess the two of us did a video with Katie. Her Skyrim
Yeah.
Oh.
housing one.
Yes,
How's Bethesda?
Yeah.
Yep. I was looking through some files recently and doing some cleanup, and I found like the video from that, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh
was so
man,
funny.
that thing. Man, you ever watch your old content and you're like, oh no.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. VTubing, but I also have my stuff from 2010, so yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
The deepest lore.
yeah, no, I have that experience watching House Hunters Bethesda with the three of us, and I'm like, there's so many things I would do differently. Maybe that could be an episode of the podcast. I can redon my realty
Remaking.
hat.
Oh, yeah, that would be really fun actually. Or even
That'd
if
be
we
so
just
cool.
watched the old one, we could do that in the quest board
Oh,
section
sure.
where we
Yeah,
watch the
yeah.
episode.
Oh, yeah.
I know Katie won't
can hear
DMCA
this.
strike us, so
I don't think so. No, I don't think I would do that. You can just hear me like internally screaming with how bad my editing is.
Oh no. Is DMCA striking a spell that you can cast, Katie?
it is one. If the
It's
conditions
pretty-
are met, she definitely could.
Yeah, it's
Right.
really high damage too.
Yeah.
But Star, do you have anything you want to promote?
I also my debut anniversary, not my streaming anniversary, my VTuber debut anniversary is October 2nd. I will be doing a 4th anniversary event, but it'll probably be later in the month because of scheduling. Later in October because of scheduling. So that's coming up. Then also this week I am starting. Since I mentioned PS1 games, I'm starting Crash Bandicoot Warped this week. My first PS1 game I'll be playing on stream, and then otherwise normal streams through the week. And yeah, do you have anything to promote, Katie?
I do. It's a little ways away, but hang on, everybody. October 17th, I'm releasing a huge video on a game called Kentucky Route Zero. Have you guys heard of Kentucky Route Zero before?
I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna Google it real quick.
Okay. It's came out over 5 acts. It was one of those episodic released ones. The first one was released in 2013. The last one was released in 2020, so it happened over a really long period of time. And it's this really stunningly beautiful indie game. It's about ghosts, and it's about debt, and it's about how hard it is to be a person. It's centered in Kentucky. It bills itself as like a magical realist point and click game. It's like very artsy fartsy, which I love. And everybody who's played this game, well, pretty much everybody who's played this game has had this experience of like, I don't know what this game is about, but I can tell it's like has a lot on its mind. And so I'm making a 2-hour video just sort of going through and explaining all the themes and motivating why this is a really good game that everybody should play.
Ooh, I love, like, I just Googled it. First of all, the thumbnail for the game is already something. I think it's a dog wearing a hat.
Yeah.
I thought it was a horse at first. And then some of these screenshots, the game's very stylistic. It looks really, really interesting.
Gorgeous. Yeah, I love it. This is okay. I can nerd out on this game forever, so I'll just give you one little tidbit. They designed the scenes in the game to specifically mimic theater, and a lot of them are specifically referencing like specific performances of things like Death of a Salesman and like classic American theater. So it goes really deep. It goes really deep. It's very classy, high art stuff. So if you like classy,
so cool.
stuff, you'll love it.
I'm excited.
I promise I'll make it interesting and not boring and stuffy.
It'll be good. Katie does crazy good videos.
She does. Her videos are just amazing. I don't know how else to put it. Make sure you go down to the description and go follow Katie on YouTube to get notified when this video comes out. If you're not already.
Mystia are up to great and interesting and cool things.
Yeah. Well, you're already here, so you might as well. If you haven't, you might as well just hit subscribe.
Yeah.
I guess I forgot to explain why we're doing the podcast here exactly. And the reason is simple. YouTube saves your VODs forever. So I thought this would be a good way to, one, have the videos already up and ready to go so that you can watch the episodes whenever you feel like it. And two, then I don't need to go through the process of editing and uploading. So really it just boils down to Mystia's feeling a little lazy. She's got too many things to do because her brain thinks of too many ideas.
Mood.
Yeah, so future episodes will be here on my channel for the foreseeable future. But yeah, I think that's it for episode 0. Next week will be, well, not next week, but next episode. I'll hopefully be on top of things a little better. Thank you so much for joining us and for hanging out there in the chat. We really appreciate you all.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any closing remarks before we hit the end screen?
Just that I love you both so much before we go into this boss fight we're about to go into.
Yeah.
We may not make it out of here, but
Just in case.
I appreciate you both so much for joining me in the podcast.
Yeah.
Indulging me in my silly, spontaneous ideas.
Heck yeah!
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next time. Remember, don't get caught in that AoE circle. Until next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.